Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to GT7 update day. So we have our fourth of the 5 new kind of standard events within GT7. There is a couple of extras, they'll be in a separate video. This one here, this is the race of the turbo sports cars, the second of the 3 events at Road Atlanta, and I must say this is much more entertaining. Now, the reason I absolutely love this is because it just goes absolutely wild with the car that, you know, yourself and the AI can drive. You are limited to 700 pp for this, and it must be a turboed car. As you can see here, we brought out this Sierra Cosworth yet again in its full BTCC livery, as well as its massive turbo. I've got the high RPM on this one. Now, there is a few kind of issues I want to sort of, you know, sort out with this car. I feel like I've just got it a bit too low to the ground, so it's bottoming out on some of the corners and just not turning in at all. So hopefully, you know, before I get my full review on this car done, I can get that kind of few issues sorted, so it's more set up for the modified lap at the high speed ring. So I will be reviewing all of the cars from this pack that will be coming over the next few days. Today is basically just covering, you know, as much as we can within the update, see what it's all about, and then you guys can sort of judge it for yourself and come back if you want to. You know, I know a lot of the updates have been kind of disappointing, mainly until now really. The last 3 especially, I feel like, you know, really kind of destroyed the spirit of the GT7 community, but it seems like, you know, this one's been very, you know, positively received, and rightfully so. It's a very enjoyable update. Road Atlanta's absolutely awesome, and yeah, especially these last couple of events, really good. So again, it's more of a sprint format, so you don't have to worry about your fuel and tyre wears. It's all about just going as fast as possible in some crazy cars. The AI is also in some pretty crazy machinery. Now, this is on the normal difficulty. It's not fully turned up or anything like that. And it was a pretty straightforward fight. You know, if I didn't have the few offs, I would probably have been in the lead quite early on. But like I said, just a few things to sort out with the Sierra Cosworth in terms of getting a nice tune for this track. As you can see, we're just pushing on forward really. There's not too much to say on it. It's quite a, you know, straightforward event. There is a bit of a gap though. From where you kind of start, it seems like the gap in this one is much bigger than any of the other events. I feel like it took quite a while to sort of do the typical follow the leader thing and get ourselves to the front. Some pretty cool additions though were a couple of other Sierra Cosworths within this event. Really awesome to see them out on track, and even the leader was using one. That's the one that's used in the image for this race. Now, this is basically a continuation of one of the base game championships. So before any updates came or anything like that, I believe this was a cafe menu quite early on, and this just seems to be a continuation of that. Absolutely a joy to drive. I mean, honestly, Road Atlanta is such a great addition to the game. I just cannot deny that at all. Although I'm, you know, a bit of a nostalgia fanboy in terms of Gran Turismo, obviously, you know, being there since the start, you know, seeing new tracks that have never featured in the game before coming in is just absolutely awesome, and I couldn't have really asked for a better addition than Road Atlanta itself. It's really smooth, you know, Sector 1 especially is just pretty much blind up the hill, and you're having to sort of, you know, hope to God you can hit these corners fast enough while also being ready to sort of hit the brakes at the right time and just kind of get it right. So there's a lot of learning to do, especially Sector 1 seems to be the most tough, as well as this part through the second sector. That second corner is much tighter than the first, so you really have to get on the brakes as late as possible really and carry as much speed through. As you can see though, I did mention about trying to get this tomb right. You can see we could have possibly got, you know, even further up the grid. These are the final 3 cars to overtake before we get in first, and we did run wide, so I'm not quite sure if it's either differential or the car's bottoming them out. But obviously I've just pretty much got a Sierra Cosworth and shoved as much power through it currently. You know, I've got a full downforce on it, so it is very low to the ground, but again, you know, with all the hills and kind of different changes in height and stuff, yeah, I'd really need to try and get a good tune going for this car. Next up will be the Group 1 event, I believe it is. That is a 30-minute timed event, so a much longer event, more in line with like Le Mans and such. So awesome to see events like that coming, you know, back into the game. So hopefully we get many more of these kind of things as well. So that's going to be it for the video. We've got one more of the more standard events to cover, and then we'll move on to the lap guide, the gold medal circuit experience, and obviously the two kind of special events, I guess, in line with the 25th anniversary. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.